Hello, we are
Right.
live. We are live. We are live on Facebook, we're live on LinkedIn, and we are live on YouTube. Welcome to the Encouragers Hub for Humanity. I'm just going to hand the mic over to Platine Mwenya to start us off. Go on, Platine.
All right. Thank you so
Hello, we are
much,
live. We
Jasmine.
are live. We are live on Facebook, we're live on LinkedIn, and we are live on YouTube. Welcome to the Encouragers Hub for Humanity. I'm just going to hand the mic over to Platine Mwenya to start us off. Go on, Platine.
Yeah, thank you so much,
All right.
Jasmine.
Thank you
Hello,
so
we are
much,
live. We
Jasmine.
are live. We are live on Facebook, There- we're live on There's an LinkedIn, echo. and There's we an are echo, live. Platine. Hello, Platine. Can you hear me? Platine Mwenya to start
Yeah. It seems
us off.
there is
Go on, Platine.
internet
Yeah, thank you
challenges.
so much,
All right,
Jasmine. Thank you so
Hello, we are
much,
live. We
Jasmine.
are live. We are live on Facebook.
Okay.
We're live on There's an LinkedIn,
echo.
and
There's
we're
an echo,
live.
Platine.
All right,
Hello,
I'll
Jasmine.
I'll begin,
Platine. Can you hear me?
Platine. I'll leave you to sort
Yes.
out the technical issues, and then
It
you can come
seems
back. Is that okay?
there is
Go on, Platine.
internet
Yeah,
challenge.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. Welcome to each and every one of you here. It's a pleasure to see you, join us on this live in 2025. Today, we will be discussing what can empathy do for your business, family, and life. But before we begin, we're just going to start with an introduction. Hello, Wagnesh. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year to you, and I hope 2025 has started off very well for you. What we're going to start off with is an introduction. So, John Musunda, can you tell the viewers who you are and what you do? I think John Musunda is also experiencing technical issues. So I will start it off. I'm Jasmine Ofori. I am the founder of Jude Digital, and what we do at Jude Digital is we help coaches, we help consultants, and event hosts to stay visible online using social media marketing. So when you think about, your videos, your infographic content, and anything that you use in, reaching your target audience, we will help you to do that. If you've got any questions for us, or if you'd like to connect with us, feel free to do so using the link that will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So it's calendly.com/digital to book an appointment with us to see how we can support you, or send an email if you'd like. It's jasmine@jewdigital.com. I'm just going to check if John is back. John, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, John is not.
okay.
You can hear me. Okay. Feel free to introduce yourself, John. Feel free to introduce yourself, John. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year to you. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining us. John, can you hear me, John? Okay.
Okay. So, are you able to get me right?
Yes, I can hear you, John.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, feel free to introduce yourself, John.
So, my name is Musonda, a co-founder for the Encouragers, and yes. So, I'm actually a co-founder for the. There are some echoes coming out. I'm sure they.
Okay, I'll leave you to sort out the echo. So today, what we are discussing is what empathy can do for your business, family, and life. So if you've got any questions or if you've got anything to contribute, Lisa and Worknesh, feel free to come to the stage. The link has been shared in the LinkedIn Live comment section, and it's also showing across the screen. So feel free to join us and share your thoughts on empathy. So what I will say about empathy is we all we all get busy at the end of the day, and sometimes it's so easy to forget how important empathy is. Taking that moment to understand somebody else's feelings, it can make a big difference, and it enriches our connections as well, because when we make the effort to see things from people's point of view, it shows that we care. It shows that we respect them, and we really truly want to understand where they're coming from. And there are many strategies that you can use in terms of showing empathy to people. So I'll just talk through some of the strategies that you can use when it comes to showing empathy. You can use, for example, you can use some of the strategies, such as staying present, really listening into what somebody's saying. So, for example, if you've got somebody who's confronted you or who's come to you with a problem, you put your phone down, for example, and show that your whole body is ready to listen to them. That's one tip that you can use to show empathy when you are, speaking to people, or when you're seeking to understand. It's a useful skill to have as well in business, not just in family life, but in business as well. Being present can make such a big difference, and it strengthens your bond between you and the person that you're having that discussion with and that connection with. um, some of the other strategies that you can use as well when it comes to showing empathy is, asking open-ended questions. So, for example, if somebody came to you and they were extremely, frustrated, you could ask questions like, how did it make you feel? I see you're frustrated. How did it make you feel? The fact that you're in tune with how they're feeling will sort of help them to also calm down and relax, and also, connect with you. And it shows them that you care. Basically, that's the whole point of empathy. Understanding shows that you care. Sharing your own stories as well. Sometimes, sharing your own stories of something similar that you've been through, that they're experiencing, can also help them to know that you understand where they're coming from, and you can relate to their experience. And once somebody knows that you can relate to their experience, it's much more easier for that connection and that trust to grow between you. Trust is a very difficult thing to earn, and when you do earn it, it's easy to lose as well. So it's very important that you make sure that you're always sharing your experiences, that in a way that is understood by the person, and also that the person can relate to your experience. When we're talking to people, sometimes it's easy to drift off and think about the lunch that we want to have, or something else that's bugging our minds. But our body language says it makes a big impact on how we show up in terms of showing empathy to people. It helps people to feel connected, like I've said, and also it helps them to feel understood. So things like nodding, things like leaning in a bit, and also showing that you're truly engaged in the conversation, not just responding in a fake way, shall I say. But just your expressions, your eye contact, it should communicate that I really want to be here, I really want to understand you. And also reflecting back what you hear from people as well can help greatly in your understanding too. So if somebody was angry, frustrated, upset, something that you could say, so it sounds like you really feel overwhelmed. It's showing that you're trying your best to understand where they're coming from. And if you're misunderstanding them. It's an opportunity for them to, correct you or expand on how they feel. And you know empathy, it comes with truly listening to people. Truly listening means that you're trying to understand them. So for example, when somebody's talking, when you interrupt, it doesn't really show respect towards them, because it just shows you want to rush them and just push them aside. So that's one thing you don't do, is to interrupt them while they're speaking. Repeating what they say as well helps greatly in your understanding. And if you repeat it in your own words, then it makes it easier for you to confirm what you understand as well. And trying your best to grasp their point of view is very important. It really shows that you're willing to learn, and it shows that you're very keen and interested in them. And so that's one thing that I would recommend, or is recommended, when it comes to trying to actively listen. And also, when you're speaking to them, focus on understanding. Most of the time, what we do is we listen to respond. And by listening to respond, you don't get the most out of the conversation. It's not as enriching as if you are just listening, learning about that individual's point of view before formulating any response. It's very important to do that. And one other key aspect about actively listening is when you learn about different cultures. It's so beautiful when you learn about different cultures, because then you're more relatable. People can understand you and where you're coming from, and they know that you've made the effort to try and understand what circumstances they come from, what culture that they come from. So that's one key area as well, in showing that you're actively listening and showing empathy in what you're doing in terms of relating and communicating with people. And also, the one big thing that it does for you is it challenges your assumptions, because we all have biases, growing up, and it helps you to question things. And this is one of my favorite things that, showing empathy and truly listening helps me to do, because I have my biases, and when I hear something that's different, I question myself. Not all, every It's not all the time that I change my mind, but at the end of the day, it adds a new dimension to my understanding, and it's so important in this aspect, because it shows you're open-minded and you're willing to learn and grow, and that's how it should be. So overall, by developing our empathy skills, it helps us to be more intentional, and we can connect with people, and it makes society a better place to live in when we can all understand and connect better with each other. So that's my take on empathy and how you can cultivate it in your everyday life. Over to you, Platine. Have you got anything to say?
Thank you very much, Jasmine, for this wonderful explanation concerning the quality of empathy. Yeah, so some of the points which I've taken from your explanation that is about we need to respond with understanding while someone is speaking to us. Yeah, we need also to show eye contact. Yeah, when someone is speaking to us. Yeah, because doing that, it's a way of showing empathy to our dear friends. Then another way on how we can show empathy, I was thinking about the tone of the voice, the tone of our voices when we are talking to someone, the way we are speaking or the way we are expressing ourselves. It can show us whether we are sympathetic or not. For example, what we may be saying to somebody can be very important or encouraging, but also we need to pay much attention the way we are saying it, so that it can we can show empathy to somebody. So the way we are saying our words also matters a lot. What do you think, Sister Jasmine, about the tone of our voices when it comes
Oh,
to empathy?
certainly. Yeah. Yeah. In terms of our tone of voice, it makes a big difference in how people respond to us. So, depending on the person as well. That's why I mentioned earlier on that, you have to try and learn as much about other people's cultures as possible, because in certain cultures, shouting shows energy and love, and in other cultures, shouting is, something that's seen as violent. So you just have to gauge the person that you're speaking to. You have to look at their culture, their background, and then by using that tone that's most familiar with them, you connect better with them, because not everybody will take a very loud voice in a good way. They might have experienced, for example, I'm just saying, they might have experienced a lot of abuse, in the past, whereby the abuser is, shouting constantly at them. So they will see that as, something violent if somebody else is doing the same. So you just have to be mindful of the way you relate with people when it comes to your tonation. My tonation, for example, sometimes I can, it can be a bit high, or it can be a bit, what's the word to say? Sometimes I come across as somebody who looks down on people, but it's not necessarily because of me looking down on them. It's just the way that my voice comes across sometimes. And then when they meet me, they're surprised that I'm such a nice down to earth person to speak to. Sometimes it's just our own individual assumptions as well when it comes to the way we see things, and we have to be aware of the nuances that everybody displays when it comes to communication as well. Communication skills matters a lot when it comes to showing empathy. But thank you, Platin, for asking that question. Are
Thank you
you there,
so much.
Platin? Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
have. Yeah, thank you so much, Jasmine, for this wonderful explanation. So before we proceed with our conversation, I would like to welcome the people in the audience. I see Sister Tasama. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Then I also see Sister Lisa. Now, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, we also have Wakeness. Sister Wakeness, thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure to see you, dear friends. Please feel free to come up on stage. You are most welcome, dear friends. Regarding this topic of empathy, Sister Jasmine, there is something I would like to share based on uh, my true story. Long time ago, I remember I have one of my brother. Uh, he has a problem of mental disorder. So long time I was failing to understand him very well because of mental disorder. Sometimes I used to see him doing things as if he was just doing it for upsetting me. So when I started trying by all means to cultivating this quality of empathy, that's when I came to understand him very well, that he was not doing things for the sake of upsetting me. It was because of his mental problem. So the point which I'm trying to say, that it's very important to cultivate or to display the quality of empathy to each and every person, because some of our dear friends, they are in a condition which we can't even understand them very well unless we try by all means to cultivate or to display this quality of empathy. So, like what Jasmine has mentioned in this conversation, we can display this quality of empathy by active listening, listening to them in a kind manner, then also having a good tone of voice to them. Yeah, because they are all human beings like us. So when it comes to family, maybe we have people who have disabilities. We need to try by all means uh, to display this quality of empathy to them, because they are human beings like us. Jasmine, are you there, my sister?
Yes, yeah, I agree with you. No matter what background somebody is, whatever disability they have, whatever condition that they're in, they're human just like us. They feel like us. They go through pain like us. So we should always aim to show empathy in every possible way that we can, because ourselves, we all want to be loved and understood. So if we want to be loved and understood, then we have to also show that love and understanding towards people around us. It doesn't matter whether you're rich, you're poor, at the end of the day, you're all human. We all will go down into the grave the same way. So at the end of the day, empathy and the quality of how we show it truly matters, especially when it comes to, you know, business, family, and life in general. They definitely do help us. I see John Musunda is on the stage, Platine. So do you want me to bring him up?
Yes, you can bring him up. Welcome, John.
Mhm.
Hello, Platine and Jasmine. Are you able to get me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay, great. Can I go ahead?
Yeah,
Yes.
so yes, you can go ahead. So
Okay.
we were talking about how we can demonstrate the qualities of empathy in family. Yeah, for example, like me, where I am coming from, yeah, one of my brother is mentally disorder. So long time ago, I was failing to understanding him, the way he was acting. But after trying by all means to cultivate the quality of empathy, that's when I came to understand him. So that's what we were discussing for. So maybe, do you have any example or experience? Yeah, maybe it can be your friends or relative who is maybe a mental disorder or disability, on how we can show empathy to such kind of people, John?
Okay. Not really, but I've seen areas where empathy should be demonstrated, yes. So now I don't know if I can go ahead with the topic of empathy in business and workplaces.
Yes, you can.
Okay, yes. So my topic for today is on empathy in business. So now you might be wondering why is he giving a, why is he twinning in empathy with business? Well, we see that business, when actually coupled with empathy, it goes far. But now the question comes: did you know that employees are 80% more likely to stay in a job if they feel their employer cares about their well-being? Well, empathy can be explained as the understanding and sharing others' feelings, and it focuses on its role in business settings. But now, today, we'll focus on that, how empathy can be demonstrated in business. So we can actually maybe explain empathy in this simple way. Empathy is the act of putting yourself in someone else's shoe. But now, in a job or at a workplace or in a business, how can you demonstrate empathy? How can employers demonstrate empathy? And how can empathy help a business thrive? Well, we see that empathy is important in three ways. We see that empathy enhances communication and collaboration. That's the first one. We see that if if empathy is there, then it means that communication will be very clear. We see that collaborations will be very clear. And then we see that the second one is that empathy builds trust between employees. So if leaders in a workplace are actually emphasizing on empathy, is building trust between employees, and even employees where they are working in their team, they will be able to build trust between themselves within the team. Then the third one is that empathy drives innovation and customer satisfaction. So we see that customers will be very satisfied since they feel that their well-being is being cared for. Since they feel that their well-being is what you prioritize, since they feel that they are being cared for, then what are the of what are the impact of empathy on a workplace? Well, we see that there is improved employee well-being. On this area, there is reduced burnout, and then there is increased job satisfaction. So we see that workers will be able to feel satisfied and the job will be very satisfying. Employees will be able to enjoy their job. They will enjoy working together as a team, and then everything will smoothly move. The other one is that they will make a strong team dynamic. So here, empathy encourages inclusiveness and it reduces workplace problems, or we can put it as conflicts. So empathy is very, very, very important. Now, as a young researcher, I actually found out I did a good research, just a simple research on the case studies, some companies that have put empathy as the priority. And empathy has been one of the ingredients that helps them to survive. One of like big companies on earth that have used empathy in business in order for them to thrive. So the first one is Google. So Google has put empathy as a priority, and we see that they put the customer satisfaction first, and also be, and also between when it comes to teamwork, Google makes sure that when it comes to treating its employees, they prioritize empathy. Then the second one is LinkedIn. We see that LinkedIn mostly works on improving the system and the softwares so that customer satisfaction is what is being placed as its priority. And that's why we saw that one of the ways in order to improve the efficiency of LinkedIn was to bring about the um, the LinkedIn Live, replacing it. That was that replaced audio events. So you see that they are working extra hard in order to enhance customer satisfaction and also networking. So we feel we are being prioritized. So they are working by all means to see that they help the customers. And also, during my research, I found out that LinkedIn workers, they are encouraged and they also promote inclusiveness. They also promote teamwork, and that's why we can see results coming out strongly. Well, we see that when there is empathy and 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 actually workers or employees, they feel satisfied, there is job satisfaction, then it's actually where the results come out positively, and the results will be able to be seen by the projects that are being run behind the scene. Yeah. Then the next one is Netflix. Yes, for the clients to be satisfied, for the customers to be satisfied, then it means that even in their workplace, the teamwork is very, very united, and there is empathy in between, or there is empathy in their teamwork, and that empathy is extended even to the clients. And then we see now the results. Everyone is actually likes Netflix. Yeah. Then the other one is Microsoft. Well, Microsoft puts empathy as its priority. Be- That is, in the teamwork, they make sure that their employees love their job. They make sure that they motivate their employees. And with that, everyone feels included in all their projects. And that's why we see Microsoft extending its empathy or the customer's well-being even seen to everyone. And that's why we see Microsoft growing bigger and bigger each and every day that passes. So now, getting back to the percentage that we had put, more than 80% are likely to stay in a job if they feel that their employer cares about their well-being. And then we see that if you are running a business, make sure that you put your customers' well-being as your priority, and we see that your business will thrive. Put empathy as your priority to your clients or customers, and see how your business thrive. See how your business is able to survive and succeed even if there are challenges. But if you are showing empathy to your customers, your business will run smoothly. Yes, putting empathy in business, that is, caring about your customers, will make your product or your services on top. If everyone is producing the same product, if everyone is able to produce the same service, what will make you different from others is empathy. What will make you different from others is the putting other people's well-being as the priority. What are those people? Your clients. What are those people? Your customers. If you prioritize them, they will see you different from other businesses who are producing the same product, who are producing the same service. You will be able to be different in that you will show empathy in business that others are not showing, and your business will be different from others. Show empathy in business and see your business strive. Thank you very much for joining in, and we are happy to have you here. And thank you, Jasmine, our host, and thank you very much, uh, our chairman, Platin Mine. Thank you. Empathy in business.
All right. Thank you so much, John, yeah, for this wonderful information which you have just shared regarding empathy in business. So, some of the points which I've taken in your presentation: number one, empathy builds trusts at workplace. Yeah, then number two, the impacts of empathy at workplace. It helps to make employees to be happy with their job which they are doing. It also empathy reduces work problems. So these are the points which I've taken. Yeah, and also you have mentioned that when we show empathy in business, it means that we are not just interested to offer our services to our clients, but we are interested in their well-being. Yeah, that's very, very important because people are the most important assets at any workplace or in business. Because without people, definitely our businesses could be pointless. So empathy is very, very important in business. Jasmine, any contribution regarding John's points?
Yes, empathy is certainly important in business, especially when you're dealing with, complex transactions and, you're negotiating. Showing empathy on both sides can really bring about, a good result, basically. So if you're dealing with a client, for example, by understanding what their requirements are, you can serve them better. So empathy allows you to dig deep into what really is the core root of the client's problem, and that helps you to solve it much better and much more efficiently. So that is what I have got to add to it.
Thank you, Jasmine. Could you please, Sister Jasmine, welcome the people in the audience?
Yes, yes, of course. I see Tasama. Tasama, thank you for joining us. I appreciate your support and your engagement on this live. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. You are greatly appreciated. Margaret Thorley, thank you for joining us. And Work Nesh, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you for being here. Your presence is definitely, appreciated. And I hope we added value to this conversation and has inspired you in some way, shape, or form to display empathy in your personal life, business life, and your family life. Over to you, Platine.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for welcoming the people in the audience. Yeah, because without our dear friends who have joined us, this program could be pointless. We are doing this program because of the people who are supporting us. So thank you so much, dear friends, for coming. So let me introduce myself. I forgotten to introduce myself. Yeah, my name is Platine Mwenya, based in Zambia. I am the founder of this Encouragers group at For Humanity, where we champion peace, collaboration, and unity because I firmly believe that people need to feel loved by people, and no one would like to be abandoned or rejected based on their skin color, nationality, religion, the lack of education, or lack of employment, because we are one people. So people need to feel loved by people. So please, dear friends who are listening, feel free to connect with me so that we can see how we can encourage one another in this discouraging world which we are living in. So thank you so much. John, do you have something to share?
Hello, are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot to share, but I would like to just challenge everyone who has joined this evening that in business, you need to show empathy. In a family, you need to show empathy. And also in everyday life, just like Jasmine's presentation, you need to show Jasmine or you need to show empathy. Well, this is all I can share, that we need to be mindful of how we care about our clients, of how we care about our customers. We see that we can only be different from others if we show some qualities such as empathy, as we thought we could share with you this evening. This is one of the most interesting qualities that a lot of people who are running businesses they lack. And this evening, this might actually be one of the areas that you might work on and see how your business will be able to improve. Yeah, yeah. So this is all I have to share.
Thank you very much for that contribution, John. Platine, are you there? Okay. Um, that concludes the conversation for today. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and we hope you go forth and show empathy in your own little way to add value to somebody and to connect better with somebody. I'm Jasmine Ofori, founder of Jew Digital, and we are the encouragers. So if you need any help, any support, any word of positivity, feel free to reach out to myself, to John, or to Platine, and we'll be more than happy to help. So until then, have a good evening, have a good morning, and take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.